right behind. Brett Reed has his PhD in 135 career wins. He has one NCAA tournament win as a 15 seed, beating 2 seed Duke, thanks in large part to C.J. McCollum, now of the Pelicans. Set to get underway as the Cuse and the familiar home whites gets the game's first possession, with Benny Williams returning for his sophomore year and unable to draw the rim, and Keith Higgins the rebound for Lehigh. Guard-oriented squad here, but they're given a little size by Dominic Parolin.
He could step out, Matt, and hit the three. That Jesse in a man-to-man right here is going to have to play. Can't rim protect a lot of the game.
First regular season game the Orange have opened in man-to-man in quite a while. And a jumper from the left able to solve that. A 2-0 Lehigh lead.
That was the recipe for Colgate. Take the bigs out, let them dominate outside with a passing from the top of the key.
Dribble handoff on the near perimeter here for Joseph Girard. Over 1,100 career points. He and Jesse Edwards will make it go. Great two-man game. And Jesse Edwards, who missed all of the games after early February last year, back with his injury behind him and poised for a big season. Figures to be all ACC when it's all said and done. Minute gone by. And off the crossover, Higgins. That hits with a thud. And JT Tan has it shoved right back to him by Edwards. Long jumper is piped by the left-hander, Evan Taylor. Good-looking all-around player.
Real smooth. You knew as soon as he released it. Kind of a weird backspin on it, but bottom of the net, and Coach Boeheim right away come in with Justin Taylor as a 6-man off the bench.
Syracuse will answer a Taylor with one of their own on pick and roll. Edwards gets fouled leaning in below the foul line, and a chance at the line for Jesse Edwards on the game's first foul, going against Tyler Whitney Sidney. Jesse Edwards and Joe Girard have great chemistry together, and we'll see those two playing in combination throughout the season.
You have to try to isolate them as much as possible, get Jesse going to the basket. He's so athletic. He sets a nice screen there. Joe led him great as a former quarterback, just kind of dropped it off to him on a nice bounce pass.
So Edwards cans the first free throw of the season. Last year a 61% shooter. Started off better than that. Had his struggles over the course of the year. First look at the highly touted freshman shooter Justin Taylor as Edwards connects both times. So this pickup D here, and then kind of back into that zone defense, and now watching the principals as they switch around. Tan out to Whitney Sidney, who's short on a long-range try, and Justin Taylor the rebound. From long range, Girard had his feet set, doesn't miss many of those. Lehigh the other way with the lead. A lot of speed here as advertised for Whitney Sidney, but he got in too deep, turned it over. Taylor to Mintz on the leak out. And Mintz misses his first field goal attempt as a freshman.
Freshman to freshman, there, little nerves.
Along the baseline, there's a foul as Whitney Sidney soars to the basket. And the first foul on Syracuse goes to a freshman, Justin Taylor. All to be expected, Matt, working out the kinks. The exhibition games are for the purpose of kind of getting some of those nerves out, but it's not quite like this.
I really like the Mountain Hawks, just their confidence, their pace. You know, with so much experience at the guard, we still haven't seen, you know, we thought maybe Jalen Sinclair might get a start, who's been injured, a really great prep high school player, but no real true point guard. They kind of use Higgins and Taylor to both bring it up, but really like Lehigh's pace. They are attacking in their IQ. They're not just going up there against Jesse, you know, it's going to get blocked. You know, JT 10 didn't even look at the basket, passed it for a 3 right away.
Whitney Sidney, a New Englander, makes both free throws, averaged 6 points per game a year ago. Lehigh with the lead. Syracuse trailed IUP in the second half of its first exhibition game, then gave back a big lead somewhat in the second half against Southern New Hampshire in exhibition number 2. Girard dispossessed in the lane, and Lehigh coming away with a 3-point lead. Parolin passes up the long one. Benny Williams sticking with him.
Well
Big
coached.
screen there from Tan,
Well coached,
280 pounds.
exactly. You know, they attack and they bring it out. Set the
Shot
screen
clock at
set.
10. Southpaw jumper is good for Evan Taylor. Preseason All-Patriot League and a guy that can contribute in a lot of ways.
We saw in both exhibition games, IUP and Southern New Hampshire, that the best leading scorers for them didn't come in and struggle early. Taylor, the best player, comes in and says, I'm not phased.
Edwards on the back door to Taylor, who fumbles. It's out of bounds off of Lehigh. 3.5 minutes in. The Orange still looking to get into a groove here. Well, your point's well taken, Matt, in terms of answering the bell on a big stage. Taylor not shying away. Here's Justin Taylor for the Cuse. That's not by design to have 3 players in the same spot. Now they get it spread out. Maryland at 6'9" on the guard Girard. No problem for Joseph Girard III, his first points of his senior year.
Degree of difficulty 10. 2 fakes and a step back.
Against the 6'9" forward/center that was guarding him on the perimeter.
That's what you see in the NBA, a lot of those ISOs. Let's keep it going, Joe.
Whitney Sidney with Edwards bumping out, and Girard recovers defensively there. Jumper from the corner, off the mark. Taylor figures to be a good rebounder, especially for his size. And Judah Mintz into the front court. To a trailing Girard. Is he feeling it? Good closeout. Taylor at the foul line. Not this time. Got his own. Mintz a clear path. Against Tan, a charge is called.
The little things, freshmen have to learn that, Matt, is you can't drive and take a charge.
Look at all those newcomers on the roster. Name tags still required, even for Chris Bell, who changed his name legally from Chris Bunch just prior to the start of the year. Yet to see these 3, Kadir Copeland, Peter Carey, and Munir Hemo, who's not a freshman but a transfer from Duquesne. So far in the game, Matt, not only the couple of starters, but Justin Taylor, the 6th man in this one.
Well, he came in right off the bat for Bell, who missed the defensive assignment and is sitting right next to Coach Bangheim, getting a little tutelage. And that's what's going to happen early on with freshmen. They'll make mistakes, and you have to coach them, get them better, and that's how they learn.
Lehigh's had the upper hand so far. Move it from the big man Tan, a good passer inside, a little too deep for Evan Taylor, and Girard on the run out. Extra pass for Taylor. Too strong. Lehigh the other way with Tyler Whitney Sidney. Good look away pass for Higgins, stepping into a long one. Good chemistry between those two, but able to clean it off the rim is Jesse Edwards. Mintz very close there. Was almost all the way over the midcourt line as he was shoveling that one back to Girard. Feed the post. Edwards to a cutting Williams. Got the bump, but not the basket. Chance at the line for Benny Williams on the foul by Dominic Parolin.
You know, if Jesse Mack can pass out of that low post like that, you almost have to give him a touch every 3rd time down the court. I mean, he not only is going to draw a double team, he's got great footwork. He's, you know, such a size advantage on JT Tan down low, who can't slide with him, but they bring help Lehigh, and he makes the great pass, a pocket pass down to Benny. And to me, you have to play off Jesse a lot of possession for this team.
It's kind of a misconception is you don't throw it into the big man. They certainly do when it's a capable player like a Jesse Edwards, Rakeem Christmas, Arenze Onuaku over the years. You can run the offense through those players, and this team's going to have to find a different way. They just don't have the catch and shooters like Buddy Boeheim and Cole Swider were. 0 for 2 trip there for Benny Williams.
You don't. The thing you like about Jesse at the start of the game is he's 2 for 2 from the free throw line, so it's not like you're worried about him getting fouled.
In the lane, elevation for Evan Taylor, but in and out. Edwards will have no match around the rim against a Patriot League team. Good pick and roll. Nobody there this time either for the 2-hand slammer by Jesse Edwards.
A nice target, nice find by Judah, getting his first assist in his college career.
Let's tie the game. Higgins into Tan, who played only about 40 minutes last year. Started the game tonight, and a ball pried away by Edwards to start the break. No numbers, but Taylor pulls up from 19. Williams just knocked it against the window, but no more. Higgins collects for Lehigh. Lead feed, and reverse layup. That's a good one for Jacob Alamudu.
Good move there by Jacob to use the rim to negate shot blocking by Jesse.
Girard, always involved early in the offense. From the dotted line, contorts his body for an awkward shot, wanted to whistle and didn't get it. Higgins on the diagonal up ahead, and Whitney Sidney is able to jam with a celebration here in the Dome.
And I'll tell you what, these guys from Lehigh, they're pretty athletic as well. They get out, they take what you give them, and they're not going to make many mistakes.
And talk about a touch every time down. Girard and Edwards are pretty much getting one every trip.
Have to do it. Go through your leaders. Go through your most experienced players.
Girard on the retreat. The hedge by Tan. Edwards was open. Girard bobbled up against the double, but now Edwards off the rotation. Great find by Judah Mintz, threading the needle into the big fella.
He made those 4 points by Jesse very easy. Just throw it right to him and lead him to the rim.
3 at the scorer's table for Syracuse. A sight we expect to see a little more often this year than usual. Foul line jumper. Higgins is pure.
Tell you what, this backcourt of Higgins and Taylor are as good as we've seen.
Nobody getting back but Jesse Edwards. The half-court alley-oop. That will bring them to their feet here at the Dome. 10 points already for Jesse Edwards. The other 3 for Joe Girard. And Girard almost threw that one in from half-court. Tan left alone for a reason. Weak side rebound, Williams. Let's see what Mintz creates. Has the defender on skates. Ball on a string. Out to Girard from deep. Tan recovers the rebound. That was pretty ball handling. Did not bear fruit. Now Mintz, a little breakaway here. Toying with Tan. Gets to the goal and lays it in for his first Syracuse points.
Great defense there. Stayed within the ball. Sliding the feet with Judah. He's got great quickness laterally.
Higgins between the circles for Alamudun. Edwards nearly stole it again. Alamudun with a little elbow. Fade away. Got it.
Old school. Old school. Put the leg up.
YMCA kind of stuff there.
Hasn't been a whistle in a while. We got a hockey change. All 5 guys. 2 from Lehigh, 3 from the Cuse coming in.
Mintz. Tough one in the lane. He's going to take a lot of tough shots, it feels like, and make his share. He ties it again at 17. Beyond the arc for Whitney Sidney.
Both teams gas, man. They probably want to foul at this point. You know, you've been going 3-4 minutes without a whistle.
I've got immediate timeout coming up. Alamudun has it pried free once again by Jesse Edwards. Active hands on the defensive end for Jesse. Figures to be one of the better defensive players in the ACC this season. But everybody's dragging, as you point out, lots of hands on knees right now. Mintz again to Edwards on the pick and roll. Gathered, but could not get it over the rim. Jesse Edwards, the leading highest scorer in this game, with 10, will be at the line when we come back. Then a dunk show. Jesse Edwards from close range. Lehigh getting its share with Whitney Sidney, and the Orange connecting on an alley-oop too. The center from Amsterdam has shown lots of different ways to be excited about him for this year.
Talk about polishing the NBA tape in the first 6 minutes of this game. He's done everything, Matt. Blocking shots, steals, assists, a lot of easy dunks, obviously, but just rolling, showing footwork, showing length, showing athleticism. Just the most impressive thing to me, though, Matt, is he's not picking up crazy fouls.
So far,
yeah, just usually
hasn't missed a shot. He's perfect from the field and 2 of 2 at the line where he will return.
Well, I look at 6'11", 7 foot with that length. 3 of them are dunks, and one was a step through on JT Tan, who cannot slide with him at this level. Was isolated with him down low, and listen, Lehigh's got to figure this out. In his screen and roll, you've got to send somebody to him, block him. You have to double him.
Jesse also has 2 boards, 2 steals, and a block. Played a bit with the Dutch national team in the offseason. There's his first miss from anywhere tonight. Wasn't a lock that Syracuse was going to make the tournament last year with Jesse, but they were certainly playing better with him. Won only 3 times without him after he went down in the game at Boston College in early February. Gives Syracuse the lead. We're approaching the midway point of the opening half. Jalen Sinclair, 55 at Brown, his first action in close to 2 years. He didn't play at all last season due to injury. Highly thought of as a spark plug type player for the Mountain Hawks. Good ball poked free by Copeland, but they got a whistle. Official Ryan Sassano fingering Kadir Copeland for his first.
Interesting, Coach Boeheim with that small forward spot. You know, you go from Bell to Taylor, now Copeland, trying to find a spark. But one guy that came in, Malik Brown, that no one's really talking about. I mean, he's efficient. We talk about Jesse, 6 for 6 in 2 exhibition games. He's kind of been under the radar.
Pretty cool to not miss a shot. Good way to not get on the radar. They think they have something here in Sinclair, a guy that could be a factor in the Patriot League. Alamudu out to Higgins, who has unlimited range. Jesse Edwards claims his 3rd board. Symir Torrence for his first action. Veteran from Syracuse, transferred back home from Marquette. So really almost like second unit. There's the 2 returning starters, 3 newbies, a turnover by Copeland. Sinclair on the run out. Leaves it short. Symir Torrence recovers. On the push. Hard to take Girard and Edwards out of the game at this stage, the way they've been performing early.
To give him a breather at some point, but I agree.
15-footer, no, but a foul. And that's Henri Adiasa, who picks up his first. It's from Cameroon, raw, but you can tell he's got some athleticism.
Love the spacing though, Matt. 4 guys above the free throw line letting Jesse operate. The previous play, they went with a UCLA cut. Symir Torrence tried to screen across for Jesse. They're doing a lot of different actions to get him involved. And this is something we haven't seen. And you might go back to a Rinze Onuaku or Rick Jackson. There hasn't been the bigs to do this with down in that low post area to isolate, to get him going one-on-one, to get him to facilitate for other guys on the team, perimeter players.
I think his passing ability is one thing that's going to make a difference. He's got the hands to catch it in the first place. Is he a tremendous free throw shooter? No, but he's good enough. Not a liability necessarily. And can get the ball to the perimeter that way, and maybe makes your shooters better. Into the game for the first time is Reed Fenton, 4 in Brown, and a bank shot drops for Keith Higgins. Higgins averaged 9 points per game last year. Had 15 double-figure games all after Christmas. They really worked the younger players in the conference season. Mintz rattles one down. Syracuse doesn't really have that luxury. Matt, the freshmen are going to have to play.
Absolutely, and I like this combination. We talked about Joe coming out. You got Mintz now and Symir in the back court. Symir kind of playing off the ball more as a 2.
A fake handoff. Crafty move by Alamudu, but no finish. Torrence finds some help there and looking to distribute. Not seen the Judah Mintz long-range shot just yet, but from mid-range, pretty good. 8 points for the freshman Judah Mintz.
Dangerous when he gets his confidence going. You know, he's had some spurts in the exhibition games, scoreless in some halves, but early steal, he missed easy layup, and he's come back with 4 points. You can see the confidence exuding from him.
Sinclair shovels it inside, and a foul as Malik Brown comes up to defend the rim. That's how he gets his name in the book for the first time as an Orange player, but Syracuse has taken the lead and a 4-point cushion as we head to a timeout. Brett Reed's team not going away.
To him, his door was always open. Loved Syracuse, but was never about the glitz and glamour, and did a lot of things behind the scenes, as you said, with opening this place. And the Big East is just a great influence on the Syracuse program.
Think about the first lacrosse national championship and all that followed, and right through the mid-2000s, including the 2003 basketball national championship. I remember getting on the plane with him to go to New Orleans, and his bag that he was carrying was from the 1996 Final Four. So that gives you a little bit of an idea about who Jake Crowdhamel was, and he was as solid as the day was long. No doubt. Entry feed here, and they're wise to Edwards, Matt, as you pointed out. You got to roll down to him, with him, and this time a tackle.
And they just don't have, you don't have one guy on the Lehigh roster that can contain Jesse. You've got to start stunting him, send somebody, fake it him, double him, make somebody else beat you from the perimeter.
Baseline throw in. They like that fake with Edwards, and why not? I mean, the hottest hand in the building. That one was right off the scouting report. We saw that in the exhibition season as well. Very often this ball was handed to the guard, Matt, but maybe not this year.
Jesse's got a new role for this team. I mean, he's very skilled, and you have to utilize. He's the best player to me right now. Interior, doing everything, and a key with him all year is going to be to stay out of foul trouble. Foul prone. You'd love him to play 30, 35 minutes. The problem is there's a lot of reaching fouls and trying to block so many shots with his height, length, stay position, try to stay in the game. And he's a first-team All-ACC guy to me, Matt. So skilled, and could average 20 and 12.
Just let that hang out there for a minute. 20 and 12.
I think he could do it.
Wow. Long jumper for Reed Fenton off the mark, and Kadir Copeland brings it down. Running the break here.
He's going to have 20 at halftime tonight.
Yeah. I would take 16 and 9.
That's what yes, you're looking more.
That would still, that still would be a pretty good improvement off of last year.
How about 16 and 9 with a guy averaging 20 and 12? But again, with him, the foul trouble can pinch it.
Right. Well, talk about minutes played, right? And
correct.
Should have that.
I mean, last year averaging 11, 12. But again, how many games was he saddled on the bench with quick foul trouble? That's the problem.
Last year, Edwards averaged 28 minutes per game. Can that be 32, 34? And there are capable backups. We will see Munir Hima from Duquesne at some point, I would imagine, as Mintz is able to make both. And he's a double-figure scorer already in his first half of his first game with the Cuse. Sinclair into Tan in the paint. Again, Edwards defending without fouling. Able to get a piece up the shot and the rebound. The show being put on by Edwards in particular. Mintz as well. Oh, how about that? A scoop and get it high enough. And Sinclair on the run out. Off the mark, Symir Torrence out rebounding Edwards that time. Mintz a great ball handler, flashy player.
No doubt. A lot of change of gears, change of speed, and knew when there to pull it out. I like that.
Torrence down the alley. He forced the issue there and got a block call.
Look, instant scout, I can tell you is we are not the athletes that Syracuse has, but they're going to try to take a charge every play. Right here, almost two.
Well, Tan, it could have been 2 blocks. Tan came over as the second defender.
Tan and Fenton. I mean, both of them were trying to get a piece of the charge call there.
Foul actually went to Fenton, his first. Symir Torrence, a great steadying influence on this team. It'll be exciting to see the role he has. Chris Bell back for the Orange as Copeland and Mintz get a breather.
Forget last year, Symir, when Buddy was out that Duke game, played 40 full minutes. And that's, and now you're going from, you're coming off the bench again. And
got 11 assists in that game, a career high.
Yeah, your role is a little bit different for this team with Judah Mintz as a highly regarded point guard.
Orange have made 7 straight free throws. Lead this one by 10 for the first time. Fenton, good screen away. And the basket for Reed Fenton, senior from Latrobe, Arnold Palmer country.
Captain of the Mountain Hawks, real solid senior, and great pull-up jumper off there off the high screen.
Good screen by Edwards. Torrence can't get the bounce. Little risky pass there by Sinclair, but he does get it down inside for a basket and a foul. Score the goal for Bube Moma. His first points of the season.
Super pass there between two defenders and great use of the reverse kiss. And now this game, you know, you're at 10, big possession, 2 times in a row Lehigh scores. You're in danger of, you know, it's going to go 10-16 at halftime. Now you're right back in this game with a free throw. You know, you knock it down to 5 here.
Benny Williams is summoned by the Hall of Famer. MoMA, a first year at Lehigh, and has a three-point play converted. 3-star recruit.
Interesting to see here, Chris Beltman has not gone in since the first 2 minutes, being pulled out, substituted right away by Justin Taylor. Now
was not a factor in the exhibition games, did start both. Pass deflected on its way and a foul. Reaching here on JT Tan, who picks up his second. And Joseph Girard to the line where he figures to get his share again this year. One of the all-time great Syracuse free throw shooters, 88% last season. Not afraid of streaks of 20 or 30 in a row sometimes.
The beautiful thing about Joe too, Matt, is it's not, you know, sometimes when you're a great shooter like that, you don't get to the line as much. Joe finds ways late in the game, you know, always likes the contact, always trying to get drawn to contact. And that's important for him to lead this team and to lead the ACC in free throw percentage.
Girard makes both, and Jesse Edwards out of the game for the first time. Munir Hima in, and Coach Boeheim might be thinking, look, there's a timeout coming up. You could bring him right back in a little while. He'd only miss a minute of game action, but have a significant break in real time. Girard deflects, but cannot corral the ball over the baseline. Hima figures to be a very capable backup. Got to go on at the end of the year for Duquesne. Henri Adiasa back into the game for the Mountain Hawks, and JT Tan sits with 2 fouls. Under 5 minutes to play in the first. Long arms of Benny Williams, always a problem on the baseline out of bounds for the opponents. Sinclair only 5'10". See his passing lanes cut down. Adiasa loses the grip. Lehigh able to get set up here.
A few times we've seen the 2-3. It was out of bounds, obviously, but Orange team predominantly man-to-man.
Fenton off the rim and off the hands of Hima, starting the break, and an opportunity for Girard. Noble foul, and another trip to the line for Joe, where he's just 2 for 2.
Joe gets those calls.
Jalen Sinclair the foul man.
Eyebrow fake, and knows that they're going to try to take the charge, changes his body angle there, and going to the charity stripe again.
Well, you know, being an extraordinary shooter, that just the trips to the line, easy money, and in the case of Girard, sometimes he might go a couple games without the attempts, and you're thinking, shoot, if he can get 4 or 6 attempts, you're pretty much automatically talking about 5 points right there, 4, 5, 6 points.
I think you'll see a lot more of him at the free throw line this year, being as a shooting guard. You're running transition. There has to be an alert to find him, but he's so good at not only a step back, but a shot faking to get to the rim that he'll get to the line 3 to 4 times again.
The team has made 12 straight, and a 9-point cushion for the Orange. Evan Taylor back in for Lehigh. He's really their best all-around player, preseason all-conference. Jumper from Higgins goes begging and out of bounds to the Cuse. Coach Boeheim still in the year of Benny Williams, whose progression we will continue to watch. Just showed as a freshman last year, and will continue to have growing pains, but incredible athleticism and potential. So here's Girard giving it to Torrence so that Girard can spread the floor. And Torrence doesn't need help this time. Dropping the 3.
He's had that to his game since last year. Confident. I mean, now he's even with Joe, a little step back flavor there as well.
It's only 3 for 8 shooting from long range last season. Shot a little bit more from deep with Marquette. Syracuse had other options last year. Maybe this year could use him. Ringing the bell is Bube Moma, his second field goal. Girard short on the turnaround. Hema gives him another chance. May have been deflected. Hema collects and lays it in for his first point.
And that Hema's rewarded, Matt. Great offensive rebound. Right away looking for Joe from 3. Got it back. A little karma there off an offensive rebound by Joe's drive.
Zone now. Into the corner, and look at the length in the back with Benny Williams and Chris Bell. Higgins too strong. A guard rebound for Torrence. And eyes up as he gets things started. Williams in the middle. Not the best shot the Orange could have gotten on that trip. Williams wanted to foul. So an empty trip there for the Orange in the transition game, but they've opened up a 12-point lead at Syracuse 38, Lehigh 26, and the HOF are not amused at the moment. Girard maybe not far behind, and we've seen some good minutes from Symir Torrence off the bench of late.
Really have. He's kind of been there as a shooting guard, point guard, but great rebounding, Matt, and a big 3 or big 2 minute, 30 seconds here for Lehigh to try to get back in this ball game. You don't want to go at half down a big double-figure number.
Lehigh forced to move it around here against the zone and coughing it up. And, you know, certainly in this town, Matt, there's always the debate, should or would the Orange break away from their commitment to zone defense. And Coach Boeheim talked about playing man this year and has already indicated that they're going to do that. But zone offense can't be very well schooled this early in the season for these opposing teams. There's Chris Bell's first points.
Big for him. But man, interesting comment you made, because I think that Lehigh came in here probably eyes lit up seeing man-to-man. They ran their sets. All of a sudden, you know, 6 minutes to go in this half, you go to the zone out of the out of bounds. They have not scored on it.
It's hard to come right in and feel like you got to have some patience here. They cycle it around. Syracuse obviously well-schooled in the rotations, and decent look that time for Tyler Whitney-Sidney, but he could not connect. Minute and a half to go in the half. Neither team has taken a timeout. Chris Bell, line drive this time a bit short.
Not shy. I like it though. No. Make one, get a heat check.
And stymied at the rim. Munir Hema the block. New shot clock though. Turn on that one, blocked again by Moo. Girard, Bell almost pulled again. Now he does the foul line. That's rejected. The block party at the moment.
3 for 3.
And that one thrown into the front row will not be blocked. Munir Hema, transfer from Duquesne. And representing the Steel City here with the rejections. Well done.
Well done. Length. I mean, just the first one, the physicality to go up. The second one just coming out of nowhere.
Timeout by Lehigh in this situation. And so Munir played his high school ball in New Jersey, but really at the end of the year with Duquesne, those numbers don't tell the whole story, averaging 2 points and 3 boards, because as the season closed, the last 7 games or so, he played significantly more for the Dukes.
What a great asset to have. You know, he transfers in late, and you know, again, Jesse Bean having the injury last year, foul problems. I mean, this guy is a great person to go to off the bench to give you that 8 to 10, 15 minutes if need be, but knows his role. He's not the offensive, asset that you can have with Jesse, but he can do so much down on the defensive end. He alters all those shots, jump shots and trying the layups.
Orange by 15. Torrence stumbles along the baseline, and that one out of bounds to Lehigh.
Sometimes you can go a little too fast. You gotta slow down, use that double leg stop, and you can't come in the air to either score or pass. You have to know where you're going with before you get into that dribble on that baseline. The baseline closes up awful fast in college basketball.
First action for Lehigh's Jake Betlow, senior guard, 2 in Brown. Jalen Sinclair Missed a year. Injury is up. Bellows in there to space the floor. You can tell already with Lehigh maybe getting a 2-for-1 here. Floater doesn't go. And the shot clock is just a second ahead.
Great patience. That's the senior leadership. You know, you don't want to go too early. Judah did that in the exhibition game, right? He knows the clock. He's probably going to go with about 7 seconds.
Not panicking either. Girard goes with 7 and hits from long range. Girard, the third in double figures for the Cuse in the first half. Final seconds of the half dwindle out, and the Orange go into the break with their biggest lead of the game so far.
That's huge. That's a senior leadership, Matt. You know, this is such a great find right here. Jesse with the dunk, but here, the senior leadership. Mintz, it's coming down to Jesse all first half with a great dunk there. The Orange scoring, which is amazing, but really Lehigh's got to shoot better. They're 1 for 10 from 3, really struggling from the field. Can't get anything going against man early. We're getting mid-range jumpers, no threes against the zone. Maybe scored against the zone 1 time for the last 8 minutes of this first half.
Lehigh in the first possession of the second half goes right in to Dominic Parolin, who's fouled by Benny Williams. You hear the whistle come in the paint. You're thinking that Jesse Edwards is picking the foul. In that first half, he drew 5 fouls and committed 0.
And the Orange as a team only with 5 fouls, you know, doubled up with 10 called against them. So maybe a little conversation with the referees at halftime, or you know, look to get Lehigh not many free throws they shot.
Parolin, a 72% foul shooter last year, junior from British Columbia, has 4 points in the game now. Syracuse had its biggest lead there at the half, 18. Same starting 5 as the first half, comes out in the second. Bell into Williams with his back to the basket, and a cutting Jesse Edwards draws another foul, the 6th that he has drawn, getting him to the line again. Tyler Whitney Sidney this time picks up his second personal.
I'm right there, Lehigh, JT Tan, you got to see the ball, it didn't jump to it. Played good aggressive defense on Jesse at the free throw line. Not a huge threat there though, but as soon as the pass was made to the left side, turned his head and Jesse backdoor cut.
15-point night already for Jesse Edwards, with still 19 and a half minutes to play. Doesn't take long to reload for the second free throw. Already 9 free throw attempts for Jesse in the game. He's getting 9-10 foul shots a game. That means he's doing work. He's building up fouls on the opposition as well.
Getting close to that, 4 points away from averaging 20 after the first game. Just got to get those 12
Oh, you
boards.
said it was only after the first game? I thought, no.
It's going to start you. You know,
yeah.
It's like golf. If you don't birdie the first hole, you can't birdie them all.
Yeah, that's another deep 3 by Higgins. His first of the game. They've had a couple from long range. Keith Higgins knocked down 48 3-pointers last year. Lehigh made just 1 of its previous 10 threes prior to that, and Benny Williams had the feet going a little quickly before putting that one on the deck. Talk about your first hole birdie there.
It's an eagle.
This one's
an eagle.
From way out.
That's an eagle.
That one's from the fairway. I think it's part of a California flavor on this team. Higgins, Tan. Evan Taylor here from the Chicago area. Left-handed jump shot out front. Jesse Edwards boards the miss. Judah Mintz down the alley. Gotta stop him. And they cannot. Mintz with his first points of the half. Higgins turns down the Tan screen here. Extra pass for Parolin, but he was out of bounds along the way.
Can't have those. Gotta know where you are on the court. Recognition. That little corner right there.
Early timeout taken by Brett Reed, the Lehigh coach, to see if he can't stop a little sour momentum here at the beginning of the half. We'll see what Reed cooks up. The education continues.
You never know. There's going to be a surprise, but you go with the Blue Bloods, Carolina, Duke. But the equation to all these teams, especially Syracuse, is what are the freshmen going to do in their first years?
Syracuse has gotten good contributions from first years in this game, including Judah Mintz on the ball now. Joe Girard, pretty good. 13 for Girard. He's knocked down 3 triples.
Joe doesn't stress on that. It's not a true jump shot. Watching him pregame, and it's just almost a quick set shot. His release is so quick. He finds the threads of the ball, and it's gone. He needs it just a split second.
Tan with a forearm shiver into the chest of Benny Williams. Keith Higgins has range from right there. Bounces one to Parolin. Sidewinder barely draws iron. Tan goes to save it and steps on the line. So Joseph Girard, a 10-point first half, and a late closeout here. Lehigh has to pay.
Can't give him an inch. He's coming off that down screen and perfect angle right there. Loves the. As a point guard, he's shooting more top threes. Now, as a shooting guard, you're going to get more of those 45-degree angle wing threes.
Williams returns the favor with a little push-off on the offhand. Gets his first points of the season.
A little isolation play there. Missed his first 3. Good to see him get his first field goal.
Now a steal for Chris Bell in the passing lane. What's he got? Settles with the bank shot. Another timeout taken by Coach Reed.
It's getting ugly, man. A 24-point lead, and the momentum's all Syracuse's way. A great denial pass right here. Outside hand goes all the way. Thought he was looking for the dunk, but it's wise just to lay it in to avoid the block shot. And then excited Chris Bell clapping for himself.
9-0 scoring run for the Orange to open this one up to a 24-point lead. And as you know, Matt, everybody kind of develops at a different pace. When do you feel comfortable? When do you feel like you've made it, or you're fully fledged? Bell did not have a great exhibition season, and so the clapping is kind of getting him going a little bit.
But he's not shy. He's made threes, sparingly, obviously, but sparingly. But he you can tell that when he made his first one tonight, the next 2 were forced. But you felt like it was a heat check. But he just wants to get it going. You can tell in practice. I'm sure he can make 3 or 4 or 5 in a row. But as a freshman, it's hard to find minutes. You're no longer the guy that's going to score 20 a game in high school.
Bell, not the only freshman in the starting lineup. Judah Mintz, long anticipated throughout the recruiting battles, considered Pittsburgh, Wake Forest, among others, and will be one to watch throughout the year. And you may have a couple of special players here.
Just so can change pace and angles so fast, and at times will get out of control. But that mid-range jumper is really tough to stop, and that's really tough to defend.
I like this idea of picking up 80, 90 feet from the basket. We haven't seen that in a while. Better be confident to do that and capable. You get burned in a hurry. Nice job by Bell. He front of the post, and a clear path for Edwards to do his thing. The last line of defense, standing large at the rim. My goodness.
Wow. That's walled up right there, and it's great when he's not in foul trouble. You can go attack like that defensively.
Opposite, and the jumper is down for Evan Taylor. First points of the half for Taylor. 3rd team All-Patriot League last year, expected to surpass that this season. Williams cooking now with a shirt untucked. On the leak out, Williams didn't get back. Nobody did.
Again, Benny worried about the call. He didn't get the foul on a fadeaway. And then Taylor's running right by him.
Yeah, Evan Taylor, the layup there, back-to-back baskets for Lehigh, forcing a timeout for Coach Boeheim here. Missed opportunity for the Orange after a missed shot. Giving up a deuce, but this block and so much of the play at Jesse Edwards had
Go buy a bed with that. Or a recliner.
Put it right into the Powerball, right?
Yeah, that's too.
Enough to get your attention. Got the good vibes going. Nearly had a fan hit from half court a little while ago, too. Fans are in mid-season form. Orange looking to get the sharp edge back. Have seen the lead drop to 19. Good wraparound pass in there for Mintz to Edwards. They haven't had an answer for him tonight. Mintz so much fun to watch as a ball handler. Foul out on the perimeter on Evan Taylor of Lehigh.
Lehigh personal foul on number 5, Evan Taylor. That's his first personal.
Matt, what would you be looking to see from Mintz? Something you're concerned about? Something we should be watching for? Well, here's the play right like there. That, right?
Right there.
How's that for a lead?
Perfect timing. Yes, just careless errors. I mean, you start preseason's okay. ACC, you get into it, you can't turn the ball over. You know, you have to have a good assist-to-turnover ratio. Careless passes, and also getting others involved first. That's tough for him because he's been a great scorer and a highly ranked player in high school. But you know, there's guys to feed, Joe and Jesse and others, and it's tough to do.
It's officially 3 assists, 2 turnovers tonight. Taylor knocks one down from the right corner, his third 3 of the game. Led the team with 54 long-distance makes last year. Evan Taylor led them in virtually everything last year, scoring, rebounding, blocks, and steals. In the lane, Mintz, once again drawing contact. He's the type of guy who looks for the contact when he gets in the paint.
It's kind of an out-of-control move. They got bailed out. Great downhill guarders we've known, but driving in the lane and got bailed out a little bit with the forearm.
Judah Mintz, 10 points in the first half, just 2 in the second. Free throw, perfect. Mintz's product, as we talked about, of the DMV, Fort Washington, Maryland, Oak Hill Academy. Both there, so he's played high school ball at a very high level, a national level.
How many guys come in here freshman year, Pearl Washington, right? Tyler Ennis, maybe Brandon Trish.
There was that. There was just a run of him. Johnny Flynn, sure.
Yeah.
Tan on the back down of Williams, and then the drop off. Looked like a little confusion between Williams and Jesse Edwards. Dominic Carolyn, the beneficiary for the Mountain Hawks, as Joe Girard calms them down for a moment, knocking down his 4th triple of the game.
Just really feeling it in rhythm, and almost turned back as soon as the ball was in the air.
Higgins with a thud. Edwards not the guy you want carrying it there. There's where he gets it. Almost balletic on the feed from Joe Girard.
It's amazing the connection. Yeah, these two have, and Joe called for that ball at half court, and just Joe could have actually pulled that, I thought, but did the right thing and threw it right towards the rim, and Jesse's going to finish all those.
And they've been playing together a long time. Certainly the guard, big man relationship important on every team, as Whitney Sidney uses every bit of the rim to get his first point in the second half.
Well, the bigs do so much. You know, they're going to rebound for you. They're constantly in the trenches, almost like offensive, defensive linemen in football. And when you can get them out on a run, throw anything up towards the rim, you have to reward them.
Whitney Sidney makes both. He's a guy that came on in the Patriot League season last year for Dr. Brett Reed. Started the last 18 games. Girard with a heat check, passed it down this time. Here's an awkward looking shot, but not this time for him. He able to get it and the contact. Still not deterred.
It's amazing.
And so Girard continues to get his points in threes.
It's amazing, yeah. the confidence of Joe. You know, you lose Cole, you lose Buddy, Jimmy, and now you're looked at as the guy, and he has more of the green light. You can tell. You know, he's going to be able to make some mistakes, and that does kudos for a shooter to know that he can do that. And you know, we talked about Jesse averaging 20. He's got a chance to do it too. You could have 2 20-point scorers on this team because they're going to get the majority of the minutes.
You're going to have 3 guys averaging 60 here. Keep going.
I don't see a third one.
Okay.
I see 2 of them that have a chance.
It's going to be the Golden State Warriors. There's a turnover by Girard. Tan running the break. That's role reversal. Whitney Sidney couldn't get it down. Neither Taylor. Tan, good enough for his first points of the game.
See Tan being more of a factor in the Patriot League.
Yes.
Just a little too much athleticism in this game and not enough height.
Off the elbow, Edwards trying to get it going with Benny Williams. This time Taylor is right there with Joe Girard. And underthrown on that cross-court pass. It is a Girard turnover for Higgins against Judah Mintz. Keith Higgins gets the 9 points. Last year's scoring average, a 6-0 run for the Mountain Hawks.
He has a great motor, very active on the ball, defender off the ball, getting deflections.
Williams left alone and unable to handle that amount of space. A couple of travels in this second half for Benny Williams. Justin Taylor in.
And his head ticking, you know, I haven't gotten a shot, I'm going to go here. It's all premeditated instead of taking what the defense gives to him. You know, he's going to struggle with that. Knew he was coming out. He didn't even look to see, you know, when.
Yeah, if there was a sub coming.
When Taylor was at the bench, as soon as he saw him, he knew he was coming out.
He's been around the block enough to know that. Weave action for Lehigh up top as we hit the 12-minute remaining mark. Jalen Sinclair back in fresh, shanks the jumper. Jesse Edwards headed to a double-double tonight. Torrence, Taylor, Brown, 3 subs in the game at the moment. Brown down the alley. Got his own, and the tip is there. Very athletic for Malik Brown, so he's opened his account.
First field goal we've seen him miss, but he was right there with the Moses Mullen offensive rebound to pad the offensive rebound stats, get a nice tip in.
Put it right back. He did not miss any of his shots in the 2 exhibition games the Orange played against Division II teams. Well, Brett Reed trying to see his team through to the finish. Joe Girard's put on a show, and the Orange are headed to 1-0.
Will be a tough guard, you know, as you get into conference, taller shooting guards than him. But listen, the way he moves and sets his man up, and just a quick flick of the wrist, he's a tough guard for anybody in the country.
Get a sense that he's really excited about a new role, playing off the ball. Kind of more of a scorer than having to concern himself with bringing the ball up and distributing. Has had a couple of turnovers in this game, and the Orange turn it over in this case. Mintz, Torrance, the guards at the moment, with Brown and Taylor on the wings, and Edwards still in there. 1 rebound shy of a double-double. Evan Taylor heating up. He's got a team-high 17 for Lehigh. Quarter of the game to go.
Came in and advertised, Matt. Just does a lot of different things, and distinct advantage being a left-hander.
About time that's viewed as an advantage. Floater.
Stop there.
Torrance.
Kind of got a little, I don't know if you'll like this analogy, but a little Jalen Rose to his game. Just funky and 6'6", 6'7", long, lanky. Yeah, just nice little pull-up jumper like Jalen Rose. Back in the day of the Fab Five.
It's a good one. Maryland had it poked out. Malik Brown on the breakaway. Nifty play for the jam. That's just pilfering too. The freshman with his second basket of the night. Taylor had something to say about it, though.
Jalen could shoot like that, too. He's got a full game. He's very, no emotion to him. Misses a shot, makes a shot. Love guys like that. You don't know, barely breaking the sweat, but plays hard defensively as well.
Off to curl. Judah Mintz. Now with 16 points in the game. Nearly another steal by Brown, who figures to be a plus defender. Jesse Edwards just got called for his first foul tonight. I'll make a little wager with you, Matt. In games where Jesse Edwards picks up his first foul with 9 minutes to go,
never.
I think you like your chances.
Well, I don't think he's ever not had a foul with 9 minutes to go in the first half. How about that? Let's start there. We'd like to check that out. I mean, he's always early foul trouble with reaches, and it's tough. Did a great job tonight.
Maryland doesn't get the bounce. Edwards has drawn 7 fouls and committed 1.
Number 42,
JT Tan back. Redondo Beach, California native. And a lesson for Henri Adiasa. Nice project for Coach Reed and Lehigh.
Also at number 0, Jacob Alamundu.
Be fun to follow them in the Patriot, though. I think that they will be the top tier of
They
that
did
league.
beat Colgate last year. Give them a run. And the Patriot League, as you know, Matt, in so many of these one-bid leagues, it just comes down to how well do you play in the tournament. But in the regular season, can you earn the right to host and get a higher seed for that tournament? In the lane, Edwards just working his way to the basket. Could pick up that offensive rebound there, and it was they with the orange underneath.
Giving him that magical 20 points right there. Got a couple shots at him.
He's going for the 20 and 10. You suggested maybe he could average 20 and 12.
Yep.
Taylor had the ball knocked out. Taylor on Taylor there along the baseline. I was wondering maybe if you thought they were playing NBA minutes, 48-minute games, or
no. Just feel like the key for him is stay out of foul trouble.
Okay.
It's going to be the key. It's in much better shape. Ready to go this year.
Your lips to God's ears. Torrence on the scoop shot, switching hands and getting it off the glass.
Foul by number 4, his second.
Nice hesitation right there, all right. Gets the shoulders through, and notice the left hand. You know, when the right didn't have the angle, left gets you that foul and 1. Bring it right back into the defender. His side tries to do a little practice free throw there.
Nine points right now, match his career high, and there's a new one with 10, most points he's ever scored in a college game. Either at Marquette or at Syracuse. The outcome of this one not in doubt. We'll see if the Orange finish strong. Did not necessarily do that in the last exhibition game. JT Tan, a nifty move around the rim. He matches his career high. He played sparingly last year. He's got 4 points on this one. See if Taylor can get going. The only freshman who's played but hasn't scored. Rebound by Tyler Whitney. Sidney, full speed behind the back dribble. Edwards left the baseline open for Taylor, but with good reason, and then takes it away. Maybe they're trying to get Taylor going here. Torrance directing traffic. Off the screen. Symir's very thoughtful on the court and off, thinking about that. Down inside, Edwards to Brown for the jam. Post-to-post passing.
Great unselfish play there by Jesse, knowing the double's coming and doing it on both ends with a block steal on this end.
From long range, Jalen Sinclair. Long rebound, Torrance starts the break, 2-on-1 with Mintz. Going high, couldn't finish it. Mintz was along the baseline when the ball came down. That gives it to Lehigh, and Mintz has to work on his left shoe, but smiling, it appears to be okay.
That's huge. If Colgate wasn't the next game, would they be on there if they didn't beat Syracuse last year? That's the question. But it's
it'll be Colgate's 4th game and Syracuse's 2nd. Give you an idea. That's interesting.
They've elevated themselves to high status with all those other blue bloods.
Back to action here as Lehigh looks to finish the game strong. They play at Virginia Tech Thursday. Malik Brown with some good run here late in the game.
No doubt. You have four freshmen in there, Matt. Of our 3 freshmen, a transfer. and Symir Torrence, senior point guard. But good minutes for these guys to show they should be getting more minutes.
Yeah, Munir had a nice shift in the first half. Errant pass from Copeland was a little risky. Got it back. Quick zip from Torrence to Brown, and Malik draws the foul, gets a chance at the line.
He seems to be one of those guys that won't be able to create his own shot, but in his length and his height, he's always in the right spot. You know, just ball kind of finds him on offensive rebounds and putbacks, and solid player. I haven't seen him really shoot much, but at 6'10", you don't really need to shoot much out of the paint, but very impressive as a freshman.
Checking the scoreboard quickly. Must have been a great game tonight. Colgate lost by 1 at Buffalo, 88-87. Talking about getting the juices flowing as the season opens. That's a great challenge for both of those teams. Matt Langle's squad looks to be starting 4 seniors. Tucker Richardson among the cream of the Patriot League. And Colgate will be coming in here on a winning streak in the all-time series with Syracuse next week. Torrence to Taylor. They're trying to get Taylor going. Yet to score in this game. Same with Girard Copeland. So correct myself. 2 freshmen that have played but haven't scored. Brown, though, has been the hot hand lately. This time in too deep. Alamudun with the rebound. Sinclair's gone quite a scoring spell all of this game and then did not play last year. Played only 12 games the year prior. Keith Higgins has shown some promise, Matt. Turning the corner, good frame.
More defense, good steals, a lot of little pull-ups early, but you know, struggling with a shot lately. But yes, it's a good 1-2 punch for Lehigh.
Turnaround for Taylor and his first points.
Likes that mid-range, kind of that fadeaways, the Kobe move. You know, the fadeaway that he stole from Michael Jordan. But that Taylor's shot 3 shots like that tonight. 2 of them been short. Not your standard catch-and-shoot kind of guy.
Copeland, disruptive. Alamudun along the baseline. Spins it in off the glass. Pretty move by Jacob Alamudun. Another Californian on this team from Huntington Beach. Copeland spinning into his own shot.
All 10 in the books, and coach going to the 11th and 12th man here with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, we've yet to see John Bolajak and Peter Carey, but they are at the scorer's table. So he'll start his post-game press conference with comments on Jake Proudhamel. You can rest assured of that. But then I think Coach Boeheim will be pleased for the most part that everybody got their first basket of the season out of the way and not only had a moment that they could be happy about, but still plenty to coach off of as well.
Sure, I really thought the first game, if this was tight, he played 7-8 guys, but he's played the full 10 and getting to,
well, able to end the bench with starters like Girard and Edwards on the bench.
Sure.
There's 2 for a takedown in the backcourt, and it'll be Lehigh basketball when we return for the final segment of this one. For Jim Boeheim, it'll be his 42nd opening win in 47 tries, the Orange against Lehigh. For Misericordia and Marist. First 3 home games. Misericordia, Marist, and Monmouth. Kind of a theme going there.
There you go. 3M.
The Fighting Cougars of Misericordia should fall victim to the Mountain Hawks, who also are an M team. Resume play on Sesame Street here at the JMA Wireless Dome. Jacob Alamudun fouled on a take to the basket. Peter Carey recently into the game. And the foul here on Justin Taylor. Peter Carey and John Bolajak, the last off the bench for the Orange. Carey, a lot of promise, Matt, but you'll see he'll have to grow into it a bit.
Yeah, look, they love his athleticism. He's gotten a lot better. He was injured through his high school years, and very impressed. I know you can't put a lot on warm-ups, but very athletic and goes hard in every drill, and that's important to get better. But obviously, a frame you can build on, and You will see that usually that sophomore, junior year here at Syracuse when they start adding the pounds and the muscle.
John Bull back to Symir Torrence, trying to get a Jock a free look here, and was hooked down inside by Jalen Sinclair. He's called for his second personal.
Most teams in this Patriot League would give anything for John Bull, Jock, and Peter Carey to have these guys in not only in a rotation they would most likely start from. So that's the level of recruiting Syracuse has been doing. But this is the 11th and 12th men on this orange team.
John Bull with the member bounce. So that's 11 different
guys.
scores, yeah.
He's going to work on getting the ball to Peter Carey here.
Offensive rebound, Copeland, and another trip to the line is earned. You can tell the difference in size, strength, athleticism. The Lehigh players are having a hard time defending without fouling. Henri Adiasa picks this one up, and Kadir Copeland to the line. Jock played his high school ball near Philadelphia, and Copeland a Philadelphia native. Obviously, Lehigh down that way as well. Ben Knosman into the game, sophomore from Dayton, replacing Jalen Sinclair. And Copeland does his thing at the line.
Rotation looked good. Nice 4 points there for Copeland. Love it. Look at, he's a big guard up in the top, looking for steals. 6'4", very.
A lot of length in the back right now too, with Carey, Jock, and Taylor.
Copeland, one of those guys you can play. Again, I said it earlier. You can play 1 through 4.
Not one starter in the game right now with 3 minutes to go. Look away pass there. It might not have been his best idea. And it's going the other way with Jake Betlow. Out to Reed Fenton. The captain connects. Smooth jumper.
Very smooth. I think Copeland there is looking maybe to get Peter on the scoring column and an unselfish pass there on the fast break. Wearing the same colored shoes. They have a little connection there with the pink.
Push off in the rebounding action against Ben Knosman just into the game.
Number 25, Ben Knosman. His first.
Side out here. Notice his free throws for John Bull and Jock. John Bull's just relentless. There was another discussion yesterday pregame. He is among those woofing. Those Eagles fans are pretty excited about the first half championship that they won in the NFL. He and Coach Boeheim getting into it a little bit in practice yesterday as they were stretching. I don't think there's a trophy just yet, is there?
Never.
Long range jumper here finds its home. Jake Betlow. And hitting the deck, I believe was MoMA. And got some contact around his face and eyes, and Betlow able to convert as the teams repair to their corners for a moment for MoMA to be taken care of. We'll look to see if there was anything untoward with this officiating crew. Well, Matt, the takeaways from this one in a way are going to be a lot more pleasant than the exhibition season. Am I right?
I agree. I thought after Southern New Hampshire that they really struggled to score the basketball in the second half. And I think it was intentional, but
no upgrade of them.
But yeah, I think a lot of takeaways are, you know, Jesse and Joe were the real deal, and the offense is around them, and others kind of Mintz stepped up today. I really thought as the third kind of guy, and you know, Syracuse, you know, they look pretty good play in both man and zone. I was impressed with it. Guys are playing hard. We have an athletic team, and all 10 guys have scored the 11th. The only one that hasn't is Peter Carey, which have an opportunity next 2 minutes, but you've got a lot of capable bodies that you can go 10 deep.
2 minutes to go. Copeland tried to force one into Carey, and Lehigh wise to that. Fenton trying to get to his office here. This right perimeter three taken up front by Betlow. Taylor got boxed out for the board. And the rim helping the Orange out there, but it'll be an underneath throw in for the Mountain Hawks with 1:33 to play. Jason Seigel into the game replacing Fenton. Knosman, the trigger man along the baseline. Burke Chebohar, 21 in Brown at the free throw line. All the guys getting some run here in the dome, and Seigel able to connect from distance.
It's tough to do to sit the whole first half 20 minutes and then almost 18 and a half in the second. You come in and drill that three in the corner.
Especially here where it's hard to gauge the depth perception and all of that on the long-range shots. A Jock will take his own long range and rattle it down. He's going to let you know about it.
Very excited. Very excited.
The shot clock screwy, never reset. So it allows a little more time for John Bowl to bask in the glow. Here's a guy, Tommy Conniff comes in, Matt 44 in Brown, along with Brendan Reed, son of the coach Brett Reed. Conniff looks like he might develop into something 6'11". I don't see a ton of that in the Patriot League. You get some skill and some athleticism at that size. He's
and the frame.
Rebounder, shot blocker, absolutely.
Yeah. Shoulder frame, yeah. He's not, he doesn't weigh 190 pounds. Good frame and looking for the ball in the baseline.
10 on the shot clock. Reed to Conniff. And a steal by Taylor momentarily. John Bowles got other ideas. On the shovel ahead to Copeland for the reverse kick.
It's fun to watch. He's just he's playing all the way hard and putting on a show, but does it the right way. He's not. I'd love to play with him. He's very unselfish, but just fun to watch.
Copeland gives a foul here. Copeland, what a great open floor player, multi-skilled, and
magic.
This is why you like Syracuse basketball, yeah.
A little up and under, a little flare. Coaches tell him, get back on D. Love that guy.
Now Conniff had it blocked by Carey. The final seconds of this one will come down on a special night in the books. It's number 999 for Jim Boeheim. Central New Yorkers and Orange fans around the world are thinking about an even number already, with 1,100 wins to his credit since